teammates, everyone in cyber world. Welcome to Financial Coach for You team meeting. The month of July is practically over. Hard to believe that this is the last Sunday of the month. I am Financial Coach Ray, the founder, the CEO of Financial Coach for You. Thanks for taking time out of your busy Sunday to join us. As you can see, our team meeting is held every single week virtually via your smartphone, your laptop, your iPad, or desktop. So thanks for Google Hangout. We're able to have that free feature, which is awesome. You don't have to get all dressed up. You don't have to drive miles and miles to a building. This is basically a thing of the past. I'm going to mute you, Wakil, because there's a little bit of feedback which causing the screen to go in and out. So I'm going to mute you on your side just until I do the intro. Okay. Sorry about that. And so, like I was saying, you don't have to get all dressed up and drive miles and miles to a building. That's just a thing of the past. Because the world that we live in is rapidly evolving. So we at Financial Coach for You have to change with the times in order to reach the masses. I would say millions of people are online right now. And just by the flick of a finger, they're able to link in and join our team meeting. So feel free to use the chat feature on the right of your screen to communicate with other teammates or if you have questions for the panelists. We have a great lineup for you and a great topic for discussion. So please, let's get ready to take some good notes because at every team meeting, my goal is to make sure that you walk away with little nuggets that you could implement right away, either personally or share with others that you may come in contact with. So I'd like to introduce to you our panelists, and we're going to get started. We have Latasha. She is our financial coach in training. She's from Arkansas. You can wave your hand, Latasha, so we can see you. And right next to her is, we have our senior VP, Ted. Ted is from San Diego. If you can wave your hand, Ted. All right. And then we have our VP in training. He's from Texas, Wakil Jackson. And if you don't mind muting yourself now, Mr. Jackson, because I'm going to turn the platform over to you. Coach Wakil is going to open up in prayer, and then he's going to bring the motivational seconds. So I'm turning it over to you, Coach.
Thank you, Sister Ray. And we can all bow our heads. Dear Father God, we come to you on this last wonderful Sunday of July, and we just thank you for every day that you do give us, dear Father God. We don't just celebrate you one day of the week. We celebrate you every day because every day is your day. It's a blessing that you give us these days, dear Father God. We ask that you continue to watch over us. Keep your angels camped around those of us tonight who probably couldn't make it to the training tonight, dear Father God, or those who maybe have technical issues, dear Father God. I ask that you have those who are out on the road, safe travel and mercies back home, and those to and from work as we go throughout this work week. May we take everything that we learn here tonight and we actually apply it and continue to grow and work with each other and make Financial Coach for You become a blessing as you installed it in Sister Ray's heart long ago to make it become today, dear Father God. We just thank you for all the opportunity and the blessing that you continue to give us. It's in your precious and wonderful name we thank you. We love you. Amen.
Amen.
And for my motivational seconds tonight, I came across proactive passions. We need to take a chance to fall into opportunity and prepare for the best is all we hope for daily in our business, but getting up, starting your day to set your mood and your tone to stay proactive. The slightest offset of your day can turn you upside down. Often we get tired and we get stressed, but in those times of challenge, we still manage to pull through. Being everyone's source of information can be overwhelming, but God never gives you more than you can handle. Trusting your inability to call on Him and use the strength we have been given from within. Constantly be proactive about your passions and with everything that you want to do in your business. Pass it back over to you, Sister Ann.
Wow, that's so profound, Wakil. God will never give us more than we can handle. That's awesome. I always love hearing your motivational seconds. It gives us, it's just right on point. Thank you so much for that. And right now, I want to introduce our numbers cruncher, Ted, if you don't mind unmuting yourself. Um, Ted is always ready and able to help anyone on the team, no matter where you're located. He has some important things to share with the team. He's also going to give our team updates. Coach Michelle is out. She's off today, so he volunteered to bring the updates to us. So I'll turn it over to you, Coach Ted. You got the platform.
Okay, thank you. Well, as far as the updates for the upcoming month, tomorrow, Monday, is our last day of the spiritual and financial class at the New Seasons Church. It starts at 6 o'clock, and the following Monday, August the 3rd, will be our graduation. So everyone's welcome to attend that. I know we've invited the past graduates to join us as well, so it'd be a great event where some of our team members be able to join us as well. And of course, since the financial class is winding down, we're getting ready also for our new session, which is going to start in September 7th. It's a 4-week session, so every Monday from 6 to 8. And of course, the 5th week would be the graduation. And now next week, August 7th, is going to be the 2nd annual Back to School Jam. It starts at 1:30 to 1 o'clock at the Spring Valley Library. We did this last year, and it was a pretty good event. We had actually quite a few surveys completed there. And I think one of the surveys, we've had one where they've put their plan in place. So, it's a lot of these events are great to just reach out there and let the community share what we actually do. And now on September, so keep these 2 dates open. September the 12th, there's the Health, Wellness, and Safety Fair in Lemon Grove. That's from 11 to 4. And the following week, September 19th, there's going to be the 10th annual Spring Valley Fiesta. It's the free community festival celebrating the Latino Heritage Month. So that's a great event also. That's going to be from 1 to 4. And that's going to be at the Spring Valley Community Center. And I just want to emphasize this coming Tuesday, the 28th, is going to be one of our team members has a birthday. Rose has, that's her birthday, is on the 28th. So let's just keep in mind also that, these events, we do definitely need some help. And the most important thing is that when they fill out these surveys, these are your leads, okay? So if you're having some problems getting some leads, we definitely do need some help with some of these events. So please come and support the team and help out. That's it for now, Ray.
All right, thank you so much, Ted. And then just wanted to piggyback a little bit. We also offer the virtual classes just primarily for people that's not able to be in attendance, because we have folks in different states that are like, wow, I sure wish I could attend that class. We also started this last time around our first virtual class, and we actually have 7 participants, which is huge. And so
that's right,
week,
yes.
Yeah, every week we send out, the discussion, the recording. And so if you want to be a part of it, just let me know, and I could definitely get you going on that. Also, we do a lot of events in our community. Check events in your community, no matter where you at. Like Latasha, I know you're in Arkansas. If there's any type of events going on in your community, all we do is surveys. We have a booth set up, and we meet people, we talk to them, and we'll have them fill out the surveys. From that, it generates leads, because without the surveys, and we'll talk about that being the lifeblood of what we do later on. Same thing with you, Wakil. There's always events going on around you. And if you want to find out, all you got to do is Google it. Free events in my community. And just plug in. Let them know, hey, I'm a financial coach. I'd like to come in and just provide service for the community. And they'll definitely open the door for you. Thanks a lot, Ted, for that. And I know we also have the Voxa app that we plug in every single morning. I look forward to hearing everybody's voices on that box. It keeps me going. It keeps me motivated. Let me know. It's a way of communication. And especially, the daily proverbs from Brother Robert. I look forward to that. So keep plugging away. Today, what I want to talk to the team about is being proactive in business. Being proactive. In my experience, the most valuable coaches are the ones who are proactive. By definition, that means they control situations by causing things to happen rather than waiting to respond after things happen. Coaches who are proactive don't sit around and wait for answers to appear. They stand up, they put one foot in front of the other, they find answers. They don't wait for someone to hand them an instruction manual and say, here's a box of tools, because they're resourceful. And so proactive coaches are constantly moving forward. They're looking to the future. They plan their goals. They make things happen. They are actively engaged. I stress the word actively engaged. They're not sitting by the sidelines observing. Being proactive is a way of thinking, and it's a way of acting. You don't wait for people to tell you what to do. You be proactive and you do it. Now, the ability to be proactive provides a clear advantage in any type of business, whether it is financial coaching or whether it is selling cosmetics or whatever. You have to be proactive. So I'm going to go over the 5 P's. 5 P's of being involved in being proactive. Okay, you guys ready for this? The first P, in order to be proactive, you must first develop foresight. Foresight. Proactive people are never caught by surprise. You already know what's going to happen. If you do A and you do B, you know C is going to happen. So they learn to anticipate problems and events. They understand how things work. They look for patterns. They recognize the routines, the daily practices. What do I have to do in order for me to accomplish this? At the same time, they don't allow themselves to become complacent. You never see a proactive person just sitting bored, watching TV and just be like, I don't have nothing else to do. You find a lot of proactive coaches, if this is their primary source of income, if this is what they're doing full time, their mind is always moving and churning. They use their imagination because they wanna know what's gonna happen in the future, right? So they use their imagination and they actually see, okay, if I do this, if I do that, this is what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna throw a question out there to you. What are some things that you could do tomorrow to help your team grow? If you're not building, that means something is missing. So what are some things that you could do tomorrow to help your team grow? And my panelists can unmute themselves and join in on this discussion. What are some things that you can do tomorrow to help your team grow?
Well, one thing you can actually do as of right now is just that really, from the very beginning when they first started, is that, review their why and their dreams. Because without the why and their dream, they can't go forward with it. Because if they're not passionate about their whys, it's not going to happen. So they have to dig deep within themselves and really find that why and plan out a format to accomplish that.
That's
so
good.
We need to review that.
That's good. Because when they started off with Financial Coach for You, that was one of the things that we asked. What is your why? That's awesome. Anyone else on the panel want to take this question?
I think it also helps to see where they're willing at, to really put them in a different predicament. Like when I started, Ray, you didn't hesitate to let me do certain things if you saw that I was willing to do them. You didn't put any limitations, any restrictions. You encouraged me to do something that I felt I can do. But you also have to be knowledgeable of what your team can do and what they're capable of.
Right, absolutely. That is so true because I want you to be creative as well, not just come in and do as I say. And you have your own mindset. You needed guidance, and some things you bring up, I'm like, I don't think that would fly. And so together as a team, we come up with scenarios that would nurture what you come up with. So that's awesome. And so some things that you can do tomorrow could be reaching out and bringing people on board because there are a lot of people out there that are looking for an opportunity and being able to look for the sharp individuals. When I go out to restaurants and I go out to eat, I'm eating, but my eyes and my ears are actively looking for people that I want to bring in. I'm constantly talking to people because you might see a waitress there and you don't know their story. They might have 2, 3 jobs trying to make ends meet. And so if you're able to give them an awesome opportunity like what we have, I think that they would jump on it. Some people, especially retirees, they're bored. They're like, if they used to work in a 40, 50 hour a week, now they're retired and they want to fill that time with something that's meaningful. So you never know. Talk to them. Hey, how would you like to come on board and help train the young ones coming up, not make the same mistakes, because we have a couple retirees on board and they're like, you know what, Ray? I'm a part of financial coach for you because I want to be able to help someone not make the same mistakes that I've made when I was young, making all the money, right? I just spent all of it. I want to help them put aside money for their future. So with that set in mind, how many people would you like to have? How many people, what's a good number that you would like to have on your team by the end of August? Okay, so I'm looking at the panel and I'm seeing here some people said 3 is a good number to have on the team. Absolutely, because if you are the only one on your team, you really don't have much of a team. You're in business by yourself. That makes you self-employed. Okay, so Latasha, I see 2. Okay, that's good because once you have another person on your team, now you have to sharpen your saw a lot more because that person is going to be looking at you for answers, right? And so that motivates you to do more. That gives you a little bit of energy, that oh my gosh, I got to do this for my team. Some people haven't even come up with team names. They've named their team. Like, what's your team's name, Wakil? Intelligence Minds.
Intelligent minds, yeah.
Right, right. And so you have a name of your team. You guys set yourself apart from others. Yeah, we're still in financial coach for you, but we have that team spirit. You cannot win a football game with only the head coach playing the game, or you have the second in charge playing the game. We need players, So to make this fun and exciting, you gotta have players on board. And so we have also, it's tough to keep up the demand, especially when people understand the abilities we have and reach out more often. But one person can't do it all. That is so true, Coach Jackson. Wakil, thank you so much. We all cannot do it by ourselves. We have to have a team in place. And so moving right along, I want to go ahead and talk about if you're not recruiting good quality people on your team, you're not going to make it here as a coach, as a financial coach. You can't play any type of organized sports, like I said, by yourself. Michael Jordan, he's a legend on the courts. But without the support of a team, he didn't stand a chance. So there's no such thing as a one-man team. You know, when we win together. We win as a team. Financial coach for you win. The second P I want to talk about is prevent. Proactive people, they foresee obstacles that, exert their power to find ways to overcome them before these obstacles turn into roadblocks. They prevent problems that others would simply look back in hindsight and claim unavoidable. They don't allow themselves to get swept up in feelings and feeling like, oh, poor me. When challenges come across, coaches that have that preventative mindset, they take control and they confront them head on before they grow into problems. They seek guidance of anyone. You may seek guidance of anyone on the team that is knowledgeable, that you feel comfortable with. I know a lot of you go to Coach Michelle. She's very resourceful. She has lots of wisdom. And so I always say a closed mouth do not get fed, okay? If you don't let us know what issues you have, what you're facing out there, we're not able to help you. So another question I want to pose is, what are some challenges that people face in business when they're in business for themselves? What are some challenges that they face out there? Anyone want to take this?
I'm gonna say some of the challenges that people in business have. They don't take action. They don't do what needs to be done. Um, they don't have a mindset of their goals. They're just out there thinking that we're gonna make some money, but they're not putting the work or the effort into it. Um, they don't move forward. You have to implement what you're trying to do.
Right.
They don't like to take responsibility. You got to have responsibility. You got to take it 100%. Because it's yours. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So you got to take that responsibility. Another challenge I'd say is they don't want to learn. They don't want to keep learning. You got to keep learning. This thing it changes every day, so you got to go with the change. You got to learn, and you got to learn. Uh, a lot of it, they'll get to a point, they'll start out excited, and then all of a sudden it fizzles out. But you got to stay excited about what you're trying to do. If you want somebody to join in, you got to stay excited.
Right. That's so true. How can you bring someone on board if you're not excited? You have to, and I agree with that. And then always sharpening your saw, because our industry is always changing. You can't just rely on last year's, you know, way of doing things. Because of our industry, we're constantly changing. You got to be on top of things. Anyone else want to share?
Yeah, I think one of the bigger challenges you may face often is a difference, knowing how to be different. So a lot of people may look at you and say, what makes you separate from other financial people or other businesses who are doing the same thing. Aside from the virtual thing, you have to learn how to come at people differently, especially in this business. And giving them your insight. Trying to get people to see your business through your eyes and what it's going to become into. So trying to be an independent person, especially like piggybacking off of Ray earlier, it's hard to even be a one man team with a one man business. It's extremely hard to try to push that. A lot of people are more drawn to numbers. You make changes with numbers and a lot of people behind you. It's really, really challenging to do it by yourself.
Right. That is so true. It is. That's why you want a strong team in place. You want to be able to rely on, a strong foundation, a strong backbone. There are times where I know you have a lot on your plate, Coach Wakil, with a full-time job, with your business. You go to school, and then you're married, and you got 2 dogs. My goodness, you got a lot on your plate, but you still find time, to do your business. You still find time to talk to people. You still find time to help. And someone might say, like, man, how do you do this? But I know you rely strongly on Coach Ted. Coach Ted is our numbers crunchers. And so once you get the information, you're able to send it to him, and he's able to put together a package for you to present. And so with having that system in place to help you, that makes your life a lot easier, doesn't it? Yes. Coach Ted, did you want to add something?
Yes, as far as people, the challenges a lot of people face right now in business is really as far as really trying to get some clients and customers out there. That's the biggest issues out there. Without them, there's no income coming in. So the biggest thing that we need to do as far as us, we need to go out there and reach out. Like says, we're doing all these different type of events. Like our philosophers really reaching out and teaching out there. So those are the areas that we focus on. But a lot of the businesses out there, they open their doors and they think they're just okay. They just open that door and hoping that people will just come on in. But you have to be proactive and do different things. If one's not working, try to do a different thing. But you have to do various type of marketing out there. So it's not just one thing that we do. We do all various marketing. We do a lot of these events, but we do some other different type of marketings as well. So you have to be open-minded and do various things.
That's awesome, Ted. Because even with our high school interns, we have them in here, and they're basically doing the marketing. Because we cannot just rely on doing events. We cannot just rely on passing out flyers. That's a thing of the past. Everyone is online. So how can we do digital marketing? How can we reach the people that are on the Facebook, on the LinkedIn, on the Instagram, on the all these other things I don't remember. But these high school kids, they know. The high schoolers, they know. And so we're training them on, the digital marketing. And just to give you an example, we have a grocery store that just opened up on our street right here about maybe 3 months ago. And he has flyers all over, right? He passed out flyers to everyone in the neighborhood. But what do you think happens to flyers? People see it, toss it, okay? You spend a lot of money paying for flyers. So I approached him and I said, I have high school interns that are learning how to, do digital marketing that's able to help him do some landing pages and do some electronic flyers. And he was like, what? What's that all about? And so we met with him and I showed my son did a sample and I showed it to him and he's like, oh my goodness, this is great. It doesn't cost him money to produce. He just got to send it out there and post it and let the community knows. And so we have to be mindful of the changes that's going on around and change with the times, or else you're going to be left behind. Okay? So moving right into our next discussion, our next P, our third P, it's planning. Proactive people, proactive coaches, we plan for the future. We set goals. We have dreams. You have to avoid one step here and now thinking, I want to get rich overnight. That's why a lot of people get caught up in these get rich quick schemes because they want that microwavable effect. That doesn't work here, especially with financial services. You have to show people that you care about them. You have to show people that you're going to be there for the long haul. It's not about, here, buy today and we're gone tomorrow and they can't find us. You have to look ahead. You have to anticipate long-term consequences. You bring the future into the present. Begin with the end in mind. Don't make decisions in a vacuum because every decision that you make is a link in a chain of events that's going to happen, that's going to eventually lead to the final conclusion. Every decision that you make links up to the I keep saying financial, final conclusion. So in order to make the best decision, you have to know where you came from, where you are at right now, and where do you want to go. A lot of times we forget about where we came from, because we're dealing with people and their situations. You can't just jump in and try to put all this knowledge into them if all they're concerned about right now is providing food, shelter, and protection for their families? How about meeting their needs? Are they going to stay in this situation forever? No. A lot of times we meet folks that just lost a job. Their mind is, I need to provide food, shelter, and protection for my family, and I just lost my job. Are you telling me about getting a plan in place? That just doesn't fit right. And so you got to meet people where they're at. So the question that I want to pose is, what can you do today, to ensure your success for tomorrow? What can you do today to ensure your success for tomorrow? We're talking coaches here, financial coaches. What can you do today to ensure your success for tomorrow?
I want to say tackle the possible failings in advance to prevent, you know, anything that's going to happen. This all goes back to being proactive, foreseeing, and reflecting. So I would say, tackle the possible failings in advance. You know what I mean?
Right. And keep it going.
Yeah.
Tackle your feelings. That's good. Because you got to know what works and what doesn't work.
Exactly.
Tackle it. Don't just wait for it to happen.
Right.
Yeah. Anyone else want to tackle this question? What can you do today to ensure your success for tomorrow? Coach Ted, I see you unmuted your mic.
Yeah, as far as what you can do is, you've made a plan. If you haven't made a plan, start a plan.
Okay.
Because you have to set a game plan. You have to have a playbook. So if you haven't done that yet, do so. But if you did, review it. See where you're at right now. Plan. Break it down day, week, and a month. And constantly review it. But that's the thing, that you definitely have to review that, because without reviewing it, you don't know whether it's working or not. So if you need to make adjustments, you need to make adjustments along the way. But that's what you need to do. You need to constantly look at that plan in front of you on a day, week, monthly basis, so that you can constantly review. Without doing that, you won't see that success, and you can't see your level, your growth.
Right. And that brings to a great point, because we do have our blueprint for Financial Coach for You. We have our blueprint. And so if you haven't done your blueprint or gone through the blueprint process, you will not know what the next step is. So knowing what your next steps are will definitely ensure your success for tomorrow. Did you have anything to share, Coach Wakil?
Yeah, it's just like you were saying. Yesterday was the past, and tomorrow hasn't happened yet. So nothing that hasn't been done can't be done. We have an opportunity of the next 24 hours, or however many hours it may be, until you wake up in the morning, to get together a game plan, like Ted said, and actually make it work. Yeah, life happens, but if you know you have an opportunity to make a difference at any point in time, you should take it. And it's just it's that type of thinking that you must keep. Split-second decisions happen, and every chance you think about why you shouldn't do it, you miss the chance of how good you could have made that outcome become. So when you see people, or you see an opportunity for a survey, don't second guess yourself as to why you may not get the answer you want, regardless of what's happening. Remember, there's always people that's looking in on you as you're talking to somebody else. You may never know. That person may say no. Somebody else may have eavesdropped and heard you say, I thought something about finances. What is that? What does that mean? Boom, right there. Every time you speak with the confidence and the discernment that you're going to help somebody do something that they at one time thought was impossible for them to do, or they've already tried it and it didn't work, but they have not tried a financial coach for you.
Right.
So you keep that in your heart, and every time you talk to people, you let them know, from my heart to yours, I'm here to help you. Whether you want it or not, this is my job.
Right. That's awesome. Because a lot of times you hear, "Oh, I have a financial planner." I'm like, "Okay, well, you have not tried financial coach for you." They're like, "Well, don't you guys do the same thing?" No, we don't do the same thing. And so we have to be proud about who we are. We're not like every Joe Blow out there. We're not. We're different. We're unique. There's no other company like our company. And so you have to embrace that. You have to embrace that. And so leading up to the next P, the fourth P, participate. Proactive coaches are not idle observers. They don't sit on the sidelines and watch the game being played. They are actively involved. In order to be proactive, you must get involved. You must get involved. You must get involved. There are a lot of people that come on board and they say, "You know what, Ray? This is not working for me." I'm like, okay, it's like you having a gym membership and saying, "You know what? That gym membership is not working for me. I'm not losing weight." But are you going to the gym? Are you using that membership? You have to get involved. You have to take initiative and be part of the solution. What's not working? Let's break it down. Tell me what's not working. Recognize that you are only a piece of the whole pie. If that piece of the pie is not working, there's a whole bunch of people on board that can help you get on board. You are influenced by others. We are part of a team. Don't simply react to people. You have to engage with them. You have to exert your influence and become and contribute. You know, financial surveys is what we do here. This is the lifeblood of your business. If your business doesn't have a heartbeat, trust and believe you're not doing any surveys. Because no surveys equals no activity, which equates to no results. So if it's not working for you, you're not doing the surveys. So I had someone told me the other day, it says, "Ray, we've been doing surveys and surveys, and we're just not being able to reach people." I said, okay, if we're doing surveys in a community that doesn't have the funding or doesn't have the desire to move ahead, let's move to another area where people are actually working, people are actually paying their bills, people are actually struggling. Maybe we need to move that over here. Let's go to the businesses that have the families that are working, trying to make ends meet. Some of these families have 2, 3 jobs. Let's go there and provide the services to help alleviate the stress on that family. Do you think we'll have a better result? What do you think, you guys? Do you think we'll have a better result if we go to the employers and say we want to come in and provide this free financial coaching for your employees? Because my belief is if you have happy employees, guess what you have? You have more proactive. You got more excited workers. They have that financial stress off them. Okay? So what do you guys think about that? As far as where do you go? Where do you go to do these surveys? Where do you go to do surveys?
You got to go where the help is needed. You know, that's the whole point. You know, it's no use of us. You know, it's just like if we want a steak, we're not going to go to McDonald's and get it. You
Right.
know, so you got to go where the help is needed.
Right, right, right. Absolutely. You got to go where people are at. I like that. You don't go to McDonald's asking for a steak, right? And so, let's see here. I did over 250 surveys, and I had one person sign up and quit due to my young experience of reading people, but it was a learning curve. That's from Coach Wakil. And I remember when he got started in the military, he was like, "Oh my gosh, everybody in the military need this. Everybody in the military is going to just jump on board." And so he had to learn that, not everybody is going to like what you have to offer, especially if you're looking at your peers, right? And so Coach Wakil could have quit. He could have said, "You know what? This is not working, Ray. I did 250 surveys out there with my military co-workers, and they don't want to listen, so this is not working. And what he did was, you know what, fine tune, came back and said, we need to figure this out. What am I doing? How can I change this? What can I do, coach? And so he learned. We go back and we go forth. And he learned. He didn't quit. He used this as a learning curve. Most people out there would quit. They would quit after their first no. They would quit after their second no. They would quit when their family member says, you know what, you're wasting your time. I know you. You can't be no financial coach. I know you. You're broke just like me. What do you know about money? Most people will just quit. They will allow people to pop their bubble. What I'm saying is, if you have that desire inside of you to do something great, don't let no one, I'm telling you, don't let no one take that away from you. Because at the end of the day, you have that desire because God put that desire in you to be a blessing to someone else. And if that person is not helping you pay your bills, if that person is not helping you be successful, tell them, bye, see ya. I'm going to love you from a distance. But right now, I got to get me. I got to take care of this, right? So I'm able to bless others. Anyone want to share any remarks about this?
I got something for you. Speaking of a story on that, you said, where do you go? I've been to schools and libraries. I've been inside of daycares. I've walked inside of just random businesses, and I hit them, with the basic storyline of what the company offers. And most of them give you that look. Really, you're some random guy walking in here with a piece of paper saying you can help me, talk to my people about finances. And a lot of them underlooked that. And so I recently had a run-in with my school instructor, and she had sat me down and told me that the last time they tried to do a little financial class, they called it Fast and Furious, and she told me that they literally had no material and she had no idea what she was doing. Now, granted, she is the financial uh, advisor for the school, but to teach people about their finances, she told me she was kind of the spitballing. So I submitted her a PowerPoint layout, the one I sent to Ted. I said, look, I'm not here to sell any products on school, but I am here to educate and I can help. And she looked at it and she said, it sounds great. You sound like you know your stuff. I'll run it by our dean. Well, about 2 weeks go by. She hits me back with an email and she said, well, the dean said no. She said that she doesn't want to associate herself with a possibility for business. And I had to, had to take it with a grain of salt and said, okay, I got to understand her standpoint. She doesn't want to look like the school that's giving every outside student an opportunity to run their business on the school grounds. However, looking at the fact that they just ran another Fast and Furious class this past Tuesday, knowing that they had no material and no idea what they were doing, yet they were willing to turn down the possibility of somebody giving them advice to help educate. And it's things like that, where I had to click in my mind and say, okay, they don't mind me doing business, quote unquote, on campus, as long as I keep to myself. But as far as trying to make it, big and known, hey, come to Financial Coach Wakil, he'll help you out, they're not down for that. And I'm like, wow, the enemy is like, you got something going on good here, a little too good. So I'm going to throw a little salt in your game and see what happens. But that's not going to hinder me for nothing. I don't care. I'm still going to do business, and nobody's going to hold me back from doing what I do. Because my ultimate goal, like I said before, is to constantly help people and to continue to help people. If you got a problem with that, then obviously I'm not here to help you. But I got to keep it moving. I got to go find people who want my help. So to those who are still beginning and those who feel, oh man, financial coach for you just ain't making money happen in my pockets right now. I went 6 months without making a dime. Okay, I still go from time to time, month after month, without making a dime. This is not jump straight into it and make the fast money like Coach Ray was saying. This isn't microwave. This is long haul. I'm talking retirement, 20, 25 years. This is your dream, your baby. You're trying to see grow up. Kids don't grow. They grow up fast, but they don't grow up fast as you want them to, okay? This is your dream. This is your baby. And you got to make sure you keep making this dream stay alive because there's people that's going to want to take it out a lot.
Right. Well, thanks for sharing that, Wakil. That's just keeping it on the real. Keeping it on the real. The enemy don't want to see you profit. They don't want to see you prosper. Because what she would have gained from that would be educated students. they would have been like, wow, this class was the best class ever. She would have gotten all the accolades, right? But she didn't want that. For some strange reason, the higher ups didn't want that, I would say, because I think it was up to her. She would say, come on, partner up with me on this class. But the higher ups was like, yeah, we don't want to open up this can over here because this guy might be just the go-to guy, and next thing you know, I don't know what's going on in their mind. But don't stop what you're doing. You never know. You might just start your own Fast and Furious class, off campus. And so, real quick, if you don't mind, you guys, I wanted to see how many surveys are you committed to perform or to collect this week? Because we know that surveys are the lifeblood of our business, just type in your goal for this week. How many surveys are you going to get done? Now, you can either do it online, virtually, or you can actually have the hard copy in place. But if no surveys equals no results, okay, no activity. So type in your numbers, and we'll just hold you accountable to those numbers. Because that's what we do as coaches. That leads us to the 5th P. That is perform. Perform, perform, perform. Being proactive means taking timely, effective action. You must be decisive and willing to do the work now. Procrastination is not an option. You got to take ownership for your performance and hold yourself accountable. Stand behind your decisions. Being proactive means you have to take careful, thoughtful steps to choose the right path. You're not just reacting impulsively to what's going on around you. You don't want to be a reactive person in business. For example, someone might say, oh my gosh, I got a massive chest pain right now. Pins and needles going down my arms. I think I might go to the doctor tomorrow. That's a reactive person, right? A proactive person, on the other hand, would say, I have no symptoms, but I want to live a long, healthy life. So I have to embrace the lifelong habits of eating right and exercising to prevent that heart attack, okay? So be proactive, don't be reactive, and I know for sure you will definitely see success at the light of the end of the tunnel, okay? Because we're here to be a success. We weren't born to be the tails. We're born to be the heads. So we have to claim it. Are there any closing comments from the panel? Any questions from our audience? Any closing remarks? This is your time to speak on this wonderful topic.
All I can say, like, when it comes to performance, you are what you put out. You are what you make of it. You can blame nobody else for what you've done for the week but you. So if you say you're going to do something as simple as a survey, do the survey. And then push yourself to see if you can do more. Have more of a conversation, get to know the person. Size them up. Don't just hand them a piece of paper saying, hey, we're trying to help you. Get a feel for what you're doing. Business cards. It doesn't matter. I handed out Ray's business cards until I got my own. I'm pretty sure Ray's got business cards all over the place she doesn't even know about. But hey, we're getting people out there.
You planted that seed, though. You planted that seed.
Yeah, it's really performing more beyond what you can do, because once you outdo yourself, then now you have a new limit, quote unquote, I guess, that you have to reach. So you keep outdoing yourself, you keep beating yourself because you're your own worst enemy. So the more you perform, the more you outperform yourself, the better you can perform.
Yep, that is so true. Because we are in this, business together. I know we have a lot of times people come on board and they have no idea all the blood and sweat that we put forth, to build this business, But it takes everyone, an active effort of everyone to make this thing work, So Coach Ted, I know for sure we had a little conversation on how we, move into the next level with Financial Coach for You. So we constantly out there, fine tuning and sharpening our saws just to make sure that we have, the best information out there to share with the team. Do you have anything else you want to share, Ted, before we close?
Well, of course, last week's topic was sharpening your saw, but and this is a whole, but that thing has to continue on. Is continue to sharpen your saw. So since we come across a whole new week coming up, that does mean that you stop sharpening your saw. So I just wanted to reemphasize that, it's a constant, proactive thing that you need to do. You have to be very diligent about it, and it takes time. So, but there's progress. That's
Right.
it.
Well, thank you so much. I want to thank my panelists. Thanks, Latasha. You've been awesome. Uh, Coach Ted, thank you. Thank you, Coach Wakil. And like always, financial coach for you. We're always looking for licensed and unlicensed people who have the heart and passion for truly helping people out there, families. If that's you and you're listening to us right now via the World Wide Web, give us a call. Contact us. Financial Coach, the number 4, the letter U.net. Go on the website, click on the mastermind, and if you like what you see, hey, just fill out your contact information and one of our coaches will get back in contact with you. So with that said, I want to turn the platform over to Coach Wakil. He's going to close us out in prayer.
All right, thank you, Sister Ray. We can all bow our heads. Dear Father God, we come back to you as humble as we know how. We just thank you for this opportunity to come amongst each other and to share this information and to share this knowledge so that we can grow and push each other as teammates. Not only teammates, but as a loving family, caring and looking out for one another, helping each other when we fall weak and when we may fall into the darkness and not know where to go next, that we may hold on to each other and really push each other, but at the same time rely on the fact that we are a financial coach for you and that we are still out there to help people and to still push people. And the ultimate goal is not money, but to help people understand how money works and how they should save it and how they should better recognize that, this is your money you're giving to us, dear Father God, and that, you only ask for 10%. And to help people understand how to balance that 90, dear Father God, that is such a strong notion, dear Father God, that you give us. And we just thank you for all that, dear Father God. I ask that you continue to watch over us as we go through this work week and just open our minds and our knowledge to new things that we may need to know or some things that we may need to tweak. Allow us just to become adaptive to those things that we need to happen in our lives, dear Father God. Without you, none of this will be possible. It's in your precious, wonderful name we thank you and we love you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed week and stay highly encouraged. Till next time.